Hello everybody, it's Timothy here. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going on a virtual walking tour of Leith Street in Georgetown, Penang. We'll be walking from the junction of Farquhar Street to the junction of Julius Street, a distance of 365 meters, and we'll cover it in around 16 minutes. And as we walk, I'll tell you about the sights along the way. Like for example, right in front of us is the St. Xavier's Institution, a secondary boys' school. There are many bungalows or mansions along Leith Street because this was where the millionaires used to stay in the end of the 19th and at the turn of the 20th century. One of these mansions is the one in front of us. It was built by the tycoon Leong Fei in the year 1900. Today it houses Equator College, a private art college. As with Leong Fei's mansion, all the millionaire properties along Leith Street have to find a new way of life after their original occupants passed on a long time ago. And right across the street is possibly the most famous of them all. That's the property of the Hakka millionaire Chong Fat Si. Today it is a luxurious boutique hotel called the Blue Mansion. After Chong Fat Si passed on, his mansion stood forlorn for many decades until it was eventually bought over and rehabilitated. Now that I am almost 60 years old, I can remember a time before this particular property was restored. At that time, it was just a crumbling old place. Penang has certainly come a long way since the 1970s when all these mansions were then in a rather dilapidated state. And on our left is the Leith, a newly renovated small hotel. It took over from another older hotel called Waldorf. All these hotels are cashing in on their choice location at the heart of Georgetown. Within a short walking distance are many of Penang's famous eating places such as Soup Hamid, Line Clear, and the Penang Road famous Teochew Chendol. Leith Street is away from main roads such as Farquhar Street or Penang Road, so it's a serene oasis away from the noise and bustle of the city. But if you are too lazy to walk far, right across the road is the hawker centre. But rather than just talking about things that are right in front of us, which anybody can look at, I want to share with you some history of this street so that you have a better understanding of this experience of walking the street. Leith Street was named after George Leith, who was the Lieutenant Governor of Penang from 1800 to 1803. And right in front of us is the Edison, now a boutique hotel, but previously another mansion belonging to a 20th century Chinese tycoon. It's quite a luxurious place, and I had the opportunity of having a staycation there when it first opened many years ago. At that time, I haven't started running a YouTube channel, otherwise I would have gotten video footage to show you. But unfortunately, until just a few years ago, my internet connection was pretty slow. Too slow for me to actually run a YouTube channel. In front of us is a Chinese medicine shop, and I think they have put out something dry in the sun. I'm not sure what sort of herb or medicine this is. If you do know, please tell me in the comment of this video. It's a shop selling some form of local products. As we make our way eastward along Leith Street, we are entering an area which, before all these brick buildings were erected, there used to be a village, a sprawling village of mostly Indians. This steel rod sculpture, based on a caricature by local artist Baba Chua, celebrates perhaps the most famous Penang Knights, and that's the famous shoemaker Jimmy Choo. Really, if you want to put out a QR code, you better make sure that the page is working. Anyway, if you want to learn more about Leith Street, you can go into my website Penang Travel Tips, and I'll put the link in the description, and there you have all the information on this street as well as the map showing all the places here. In front of us is, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful buildings along Leith Street. It wraps around the junction of Leith Street and Mantri Street. And on this side of Leith Street is the original building for the Penang Adventist Hospital. And this is Leith Street. I'll do a walk of this street in future and explain it to you. As I was saying earlier, before all the existing buildings were erected, this area used to be a village populated mostly by Indian people. That's quite astonishing, isn't it? Because if you look left and right in Georgetown nowadays, most of the inhabitants are Chinese. Over here is a newly opened hotel, Loop on Leith. As I was saying, Leith Street is a good place for you to stay if you are coming to Georgetown because it's within walking distance to many places, and so as you can see there are many hotels here. Over a course of 200 years, the character and appearance of Georgetown has continuously evolved. Places that were once forested were cleared and became villages, and the villages eventually made their way for towns. And yet once in a while, remnants of its past would reappear, reminding us of what Georgetown used to be. One such place is to our immediate left, and that's the mosque for the Bengalis. There used to be a substantial population of Bengalis, that is to say Indians from Bengal, populating this part of Georgetown that they built their own mosque right here. As the population of the Bengalis declined, the place where they stay were taken over by the Chinese. And only in recent years that the Bengalis reappear or return to Penang, but now we know of them as the Banglas. Bengali is simply the English name for the people of Bangladesh and the Indian state of West Bengal. Bangla, on the other hand, is what they call themselves and their language. There used to be a guest house here called Wheel House, but I see that it's no longer operating. On the other hand, this hotel, the Oriental, has been around for decades and is still here. Can you imagine? It was one of the tallest buildings in Georgetown at one time. We are now nearing the end of the walk. In front of us is the junction of Leith Street with Julius Street. In the next video, I'm going to cover Julius Street, which is another street with a rich history. So if you love to know Georgetown inside out, join me, subscribe to this channel, and I'll take you to explore Georgetown inside out. And please give this video a like and write something in the comment because that will help YouTube share this video to more people. I usually start my video at a road sign which marks the beginning of the street, and I end the video at another road sign which marks the end of the street. Thanks for watching, see you next time.